Yo, what is up, Fun Factory? Back with another video. Today we're going on a royal adventure to uncover the fortunes of history's wealthiest rulers. We're talking palaces, gold, jewels, and power beyond your wildest dreams. Get ready to have your minds blown as we dive into the lives of the top 10 richest kings of all time. First up, we're heading to the 14th century to meet Mansa Musa I of the Mali Empire. This dude was so rich, he literally broke the economy. Imagine having so much gold that you crash the value of gold just by passing through a city. Mansa Musa's wealth came from his control of the trans-Saharan trade routes which were flowing with gold and salt. We're talking about a kingdom overflowing with more gold than anyone could imagine. This king wasn't just about bling though, he built mosques, universities, and libraries, turning his empire into a center of learning and culture. He gave away so much gold during his pilgrimage to Mecca that it messed up the economies of the cities he passed through. Talk about traveling in style. Mansa Musa's journey became legendary, spreading the story of his immense wealth and generosity throughout the world. Historians struggle to even put a number on Mansa Musa's fortune. Some estimates say he was worth over $400 billion in today's money. Next up, we're traveling back to ancient Rome to meet the first Roman emperor. This guy basically owned everything. When you control an empire as vast as Rome at its peak, the wealth is almost unimaginable.
We're talking about 25 to 30% of the entire world's economic output at the time. He personally owned Egypt, making him the landlord of one of the richest areas in the world. Imagine owning all of Egypt. The taxes and resources alone would be insane.
He expanded the Roman Empire through his military campaigns, bringing in tons of treasure, slaves, and land.
He invested his wealth in massive infrastructure projects, building roads, aqueducts, and temples throughout the empire.
Experts estimate his net worth to be around $4.6 trillion in today's money. His reign marked the beginning of the Pax Romana, a 200-year period of peace and prosperity. Now let's journey back in time to ancient Israel to meet a ruler whose wealth and wisdom are legendary. This is the guy who literally asked God for wisdom above all else.
The Bible describes his riches in incredible detail. We're talking palaces decorated with gold, ivory, and precious stones. The Queen of Sheba traveled from afar just to witness his wealth and wisdom firsthand, and she was absolutely blown away. According to the Bible, he received 666 talents of gold every single year. That's over 70 tons of gold annually.
He also had a massive trading network, bringing in exotic goods, spices, and animals from all corners of the known world.
He built the first temple in Jerusalem, which became the center of religious life for the Israelites and a symbol of his power and piety. While we can't put an exact dollar amount on his fortune, some scholars estimate his wealth to be in the trillions. His story is a reminder that true wealth encompasses more than just material possessions. It's also about knowledge, wisdom, and leaving a lasting legacy.
Let's travel to 11th century China during the Song dynasty to meet the emperor.
This emperor ruled during a period of economic prosperity that made China the richest empire on Earth. We're talking about a time when China was light years ahead of the rest of the world in science, technology, and innovation. They had gunpowder, printing presses, and compasses way before Europe even knew what those were.
The emperor implemented economic reforms that boosted trade, agriculture, and industry. His government even experimented with early forms of paper money, centuries before it became common in the West.
During his reign, China's GDP accounted for a whopping 25 to 30% of the global economy. The Song dynasty was a golden age for China, marked by incredible advancements in art, literature, and technology.
The emperor's economic reforms played a key role in this flourishing of Chinese culture and influence. Now let's journey to 16th century India to meet Akbar the Great, the Mughal emperor who ruled over a vast and wealthy empire.
Imagine ruling over a land known for its spices, jewels, and luxurious textiles. Akbar's Mughal empire was a powerhouse, controlling a huge chunk of the Indian subcontinent. At its peak, the Mughal Empire accounted for nearly 25% of the world's GDP.
Akbar was known for his religious tolerance, his efficient administration, and his patronage of the arts. He implemented policies that promoted trade, agriculture, and industry, making the Mughal Empire an economic powerhouse.
We're talking about a time when India was a major center of global trade, exporting everything from spices and textiles to diamonds and precious stones. Akbar's court was renowned for its opulence and grandeur. He commissioned the construction of magnificent forts, palaces, and mosques, showcasing the wealth and artistry of the Mughal Empire.
His reign is considered a golden age of Indian history, marked by peace, prosperity, and a flourishing of art and culture. Hold on to your berets because we're heading to 17th century France to meet the Sun King himself. This guy knew how to live large.
The Sun King ruled France for over 72 years, making him the longest reigning monarch in European history. He inherited the throne at just 5 years old, but once he took control, he transformed France into the most powerful and glamorous nation in Europe.
He built the Palace of Versailles, the most opulent palace the world had ever seen. We're talking about a palace so extravagant that it had over 700 rooms, 2,000 windows, and could house thousands of courtiers.
The Sun King was a master of propaganda, using art, architecture, and lavish court ceremonies to project an image of power and grandeur.
His reign wasn't all about parties and palaces, though. He reformed the French army, expanded French territory, and promoted French culture and language. The Sun King's reign left an indelible mark on France and Europe. Get ready to journey to Russia on the eve of the Russian Revolution to meet the last Tsar of Russia.
This man was sitting on a fortune, but his story doesn't exactly have a fairy tale ending.
The last Tsar ruled over a vast empire that stretched from Eastern Europe to the Pacific Ocean.
The Romanov dynasty, which had ruled Russia for over 300 years, controlled vast amounts of land, resources, and wealth.
The Tsar was known for his lavish lifestyle and his family's collection of priceless jewels, including the famous Fabergé eggs.
We're talking about eggs made of gold, diamonds, and precious stones, each one a masterpiece of craftsmanship.
The last Tsar's personal fortune is estimated to have been around $900 million to $300 billion in today's money. However, his reign was marked by social unrest, economic inequality, and political instability. In 1917, the Russian Revolution swept away centuries of Tsarist rule, forcing the last Tsar to abdicate the throne. Prepare to cross the English Channel to meet William the Conqueror, the Duke of Normandy who conquered England in 1066. This guy knew how to turn a battlefield victory into a massive payday. Before he was known as the Conqueror, William was a duke in France, but he had his eyes on a bigger prize, the English throne. In 1066, he set sail for England with an army of Norman knights, ready to claim what he believed was rightfully his. The Battle of Hastings was a turning point in English history. William's victory over the English King Harold Godwinson gave him control of England and changed the course of English culture and language forever. After his victory, William seized the lands of the defeated English nobility and redistributed them to his loyal Norman followers. His Domesday Book, a comprehensive survey of land and property in England, became a tool for taxation and solidified his control over the country's wealth. Next, we're traveling to the land of the rising sun to learn about the wealth of the Japanese imperial family.
This is a dynasty that has been around for centuries. Talk about old money.
The Japanese imperial family is believed to be the oldest continuous hereditary monarchy in the world, with a lineage stretching back over 2,600 years.
That's longer than any other monarchy on Earth.
While the exact net worth of the imperial family is a closely guarded secret, it's estimated to be in the billions.
Their assets include valuable land holdings, art collections, and investments.
The Emperor of Japan is a symbol of the state and plays an important cultural and ceremonial role in Japanese society. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Japanese imperial family is their collection of imperial regalia, which includes a sacred sword, a mirror, and a jewel. Finally, let's head back to England to meet the infamous King Henry VIII, the Tudor king with 6 wives and a taste for the finer things in life.
King Henry VIII is best known for his 6 wives and his role in the English Reformation, but he was also one of the wealthiest monarchs of his time.
He inherited a substantial fortune from his father, Henry VII, and he wasn't afraid to spend it.
Henry VIII was a notorious spender, known for his lavish court, his expensive wars with France, and his love of building grand palaces.
He built Hampton Court Palace, one of the most impressive palaces in England, and he wasn't shy about showing off his wealth and power.
He seized the wealth of the Catholic Church in England, which significantly boosted the royal treasury.
We're talking about monasteries, lands, and priceless relics that all became property of the crown.
While he may be remembered for his dramatic personal life and his role in the English Reformation, King Henry VIII was also a shrewd ruler who left the Tudor dynasty wealthier and more powerful than ever before.
That's a wrap on our journey through history with the 10 richest kings of all time. From Mansa Musa's gold to King Louis XIV's extravagance, these rulers lived lives of unimaginable wealth and power. I hope you enjoyed this royal adventure. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe for more awesome content, and let me know in the comments which king or emperor's wealth surprised you the most. Until next time.